Hello, and welcome to the Sheri Kaye Hoff Show. This is Sheri here, and we focus on living joyfully in your life and business. I have a fantastic guest here with me today, and she's a friend first and a guest second, and I can't wait to have our conversation. But let me tell you about Alecia. Alecia Huck is the founder of Maverick and Company, a management consultant, sought-after speaker, and author. She specializes in helping leadership teams of fast-growing companies build the critical skills, tools, systems, and processes they need. She is known for working closely with leaders to customize solutions, protect existing culture, and fix what is broken without going corporate. Experienced in industries from construction to criminal justice, Alecia is proud to work with entrepreneurs so they can spend less time fighting fires and more time building what matters. Hi, Alecia. So fantastic to have you here. I can't wait to have our conversation.
Hi, Sheri. I love it. It's so interesting when you have friends that are up to such big things, right? You're like, oh, I guess I'll be on your podcast. That's pretty cool.
I know. It's so amazing. And before we jumped on here, we had a whole big talk about the new Top Gun Maverick and
so
and that's kind of where you came up with your name, right? Maverick and Company.
I had the name Maverick a long time ago, partly because of the movie and partly because I'm just kind of ornery, right? And I have this, for me, it's two things, right? The original Samuel Maverick, where we get the name Maverick, was this cattle rancher in Texas. And he never branded his cattle. So when people would pay him with cattle, they'd go wander around and people would see them and think, oh, that must be a Maverick. So it kind of came to represent like this whole break the rules thing, which I really love. But I'm also, the other side of it is, he didn't brand his cattle. So it was really easy to steal his cattle. All you had to do was take him and throw your brand on. So I think sometimes the answers that you need are break all the rules, do everything crazy, right? But sometimes it's the other side of the fence. It's the boring, practical stuff like, hey, why don't you brand your cattle?
Yeah, it's kind of simple, right? So you talk about this idea of cloning yourself. What is that, and how can people do it?
Well, I think it's mostly about a state that you're in your business, right? Because we've all had those days where you're like, man, if I just had 10 of me, I could get all this stuff done and everything would be fine. So we all make that joke, right? Oh, if only I could clone myself, everything would be fine. But cloning yourself, one, not very financially responsible. There's too much involved there. And then two, it doesn't actually solve the things that are broken inside your business. So if you're a professional and you're trying to get better, right? Get better results, have what you want, maybe have more balance in your life, have more free time, you got to get good at the right things. You can't just write a big check to some sketchy biotech company.
Right. No kidding. So let's talk about this idea of the Superman rule. What's the Superman rule?
So if you're not going to clone yourself and you still do have to get everything done, right? Then the question becomes, well, what are you supposed to do? How do you actually get better results, even if you don't have an extra you? And the Superman rule is one that I talk about with a lot of people. So if you take Superman or Superwoman, of course, right? They can write more parking tickets faster than anybody else on the planet. But that's not a good use of a superhero. So the Superman rule is stop doing dumb stuff that anybody could do and focus and spend your time on the stuff that only you can do. And I'm guilty of this one too, right? There's all kinds of stuff that I think it's just quicker if I just knock it out myself, right? I'll just take 10 minutes. But the truth is there's the total mental weight of all the stuff that you're trying to manage. So for most of us, we need to get help sooner. But we also need to be more strategic about how we hire that help, right? Because you've hired people and you hire somebody and it turns into 10 times as much work as just doing it yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, the one thing about hiring people that I've learned is, when I work, I make mistakes. So when I hire someone, I have a high standard, but also people do make mistakes. And so I think a big learning thing. I mean, I would always be calm with the person who was making the mistake and explaining to it, but I would get so upset inside, like, hey, I'm paying money to have this done right. And why does this person make a mistake? Well, people make mistakes. I mean, I make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. Mm-hmm. So that was a big learning thing for me. So you can listen to the rest of this audio at SheriKayeHoff.com. That's SheriKayeHoff.com. We look forward to seeing you there.